So in today's video, I'm going to talk very much how to play Tiger Woods' Stinger shot. Now, for most of us, this isn't going to be overly relatable in terms of how to hit a low lofted club almost along the floor. But what will be useful inside this video is understanding that if you were playing in windy conditions, or let's say you wanted to hit a shot just slightly lower but still advance the ball, beneath the trees, if you've hit a bit of a wayward tee shot, there are some skills in here that are going to prove to be very, very useful. What I'm going to do first of all, I'm just going to hit a bit of a 6-iron here. I am hitting range balls using the flight scope, so it takes the wind into consideration as well. I'm just going to hit a pretty normal sort of 6-iron first and foremost, just so we have a couple of bits of numbers to gauge on, and that's pretty good, right? Slightly left, but excuse me, pretty good. So whilst that's tracking, the first thing to understand is that when I get set up, I have the ball position pretty much back club head distance inside my lead ankle. And that kind of, for me, that means because I get my hands forward, I can get that sort of low point under control. So if I was to have the ball too far back, as we're going to see in this video, it would lower the flight too much. Now, the key thing that we're going to look at here is the dynamic loft. So the dynamic loft on that shot was reproduced at about 20 degrees, okay, as I hit that one. So if I now want to produce another shot where I'm going to try to look to reduce, obviously, that loft even more, the first thing that I'm going to do is quite obviously move the ball position back. Now, the point that I was making is I'm going to hit this one with the ball position where it's kind of just maybe central to right of centre. So if you guys play that normal ball position, the first thing you're going to have to do is move it further back in the stance, okay? Now, what will happen by moving the ball further back in the stance, that's going to make me strike more down on the ball. And striking more down on the ball is also going to open the club face. So I'm also going to have to drop the ball back, but I'm also going to have to open up my feet a little bit to compensate for the fact that as I hit more down on it, the face is going to be more open, like so. That was quite a nice shot, actually. That was still a full shot. That was a good sort of compressed lower flight. And what we can see is the dynamic loft came down to 15 degrees. So it lowered by about 4 degrees by just simply moving that ball position further back. Now, moving up, okay, so if I'm now going to go into a bit of a driving iron territory and we start talking about that sort of Tiger Woods shot, what we need to do, or what I need to do, is exactly those same sort of skill sets, right? So when I'm hitting these shots, the first thing I'm going to do is move this golf ball further back, and then I'm going to massively open up my feet a little bit as well, okay? Now what that's going to do is that's going to allow me to swing my arms up and very much hit down on the back of the golf ball. So if you're somebody who wants to hit it lower, that swing has to feel steeper, but not steep necessarily this way, steep this way. See the way I'm still moving my body through the ball, but what I'm doing is I'm allowing that club head to swing slightly more out to in, okay? And allowing that club to move a little bit more out to in will also help me get that feeling of striking more down on the ball. So I'm going to try now and hit as low a shot as possible, moving the ball back with a bit of a driving iron, okay, and trying to hit one of those sort of Tiger Woods stingers, like so. So it's very low, as we've seen there, it's very cutty, okay, because of how low, and what we can see is the dynamic loft on that shot was 2.1. Okay, so there's hardly any loft being produced at the point of impact. You can see the way my club path moved more out to in as well as I was striking more down and across it. But what that shot will do is if I was playing in conditions, it will go obviously very, very low. It'll run if you're playing on sort of linksy conditions as well. But like I say, the key things that you want to be taking out of this video is that when you're sort of hitting that lower shot that you want to move the ball back, also allow that allow your feet to be more open and allow that club to feel like it swings more freely across it. And that's going to produce that lower shot, giving you that Tiger Woods stinger. I'll see you soon.